that brings us to the end of the presentations, and I think you heard there in some of those slides there that, you know, we need better in the harness opportunity slide, to harness industry, as it were. And you've heard not just here, but throughout earlier sessions, how industry is engaging with community in terms of the spatial repellence, in terms of this whole the massive RCT that Dr. Mitra Elahi was talking about on the first day, where they're looking directly at targeted vector control activities, fogging, bringing those kind of issues into the community and assessing community engagement. One of the biggest success stories of this year has been Wolbachia, and I dare say the Wolbachia program is underpinned to a large extent. Its success is underpinned by the very high level, very robust community engagement that they put in place as part of their strategy. So it's a vital cog in the overall integrated approach to dengue. And I think industry does have a role to play. And so it's my absolute pleasure to give the floor over to Jean-Antoine Zanzo from Sanofi Pasteur, the country manager, the head of the Philippines for Sanofi, but a very long-standing relationship with Jean-Antoine in terms of professional relationship, with various meetings and various symposia, webinars, face-to-face meetings for some years now. And I've always been kind of, the thing that's always struck me about Jean-Antoine is the approachability, and I think that will lend itself very, very well to community-based projects. So without stealing any more of your thunder, Jean-Antoine, I think hello to you, and I think I'll pass the floor over to you. So thank you. So say a few words. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Cameron, for this kind word, and hello, everybody. I hope you can hear me well. Can you hear me well?
Yeah, perfectly. Yeah.
Okay. So, you know, for us, Sanofi, the patient centricity is a must, and especially in the vaccine world, where people need to be convinced of the value of vaccination before accepting to be vaccinated. And in the past, we were relying almost 100% on the healthcare professional to have this conversation on immunization with their patients and get them vaccinated. But nowadays, people have a direct access to information. Doctors are now used to confirm an information found on the internet. They are not anymore the primary source of medical or scientific information. And this phenomenon was amplified by the ongoing pandemic due to all these lockdowns and confinements, etc. And therefore, the pharma industry needed to come up with new models to achieve direct communication or conversation with patients. Hence, the increasing number of web pages run by pharma companies. But outside the digital world, the pharma industry doesn't have the know-how and probably doesn't have the legitimacy to directly engage with the lay public. In most of the cases, we have to develop partnership with NGO, governmental institution, or any entity that is already well introduced in the targeted community. And I would like today to share with you an experience that we had here in the Philippines. In 2019, we launched a project named Youth Health Patrol, and we partner with an organization called CACHE, which stands for Campaign for Character Education Tenacity, and a partnership also with the Department of Education. And our objective was first to support the Department of Health dengue awareness campaign by developing a multi-stakeholder community-based activity. Second, to develop group of influencers, advocates to disseminate the right message through word of mouth. And third, to empower public school students in taking a proactive role in promoting health and wellness in communities. And the mechanics of this initiative was very simple. Each invited school had to propose a team of 8 or 10 members to qualify. And this team has to plan and implement a 3-month creative campaign that follows the DOH4A strategy against dengue. And the campaign had 2 components. an offline component to be implemented inside the school or in the school's immediate neighborhood, and an online component via social media with an active Facebook page stamped Health Patrol. And each team was assigned a Youth Health Patrol mentor to monitor the team progress based on timelines and milestones provided. So in 2019, when we launched the first session of this Youth Health Patrol, we had 29 schools taking part in this initiative, involving 250 students who came up with 8 projects. But this year, we choose to involve students on COVID-19 and its prevention. And therefore, we had 78 participant schools involving not only 250, but now 694 students who proposed not 8 projects, but 30 projects, 30 projects. It is amazing to see how these students were able to mobilize their community, including high-ranking politicians they convinced to be interviewed. And the beauty of this project lies on the constructive collaboration between the pharma industry, whose objective is to disseminate the right information on disease and disease prevention and treatment, the government and non-governmental institution, whose objective is to promote the right behavior, and the youth, in their desire to engage themselves in a project that serves their community, giving them a sense of being useful. And because, as each of us, youth belong to several communities, school, church, neighborhoods, sport club, working with them give us an extended reach and impact, as they also are key family influencers and they have their social network. So through our initiative, we encourage them to join the community of vaccine advocates. So to conclude, I will say that for us, community is an inclusive concept, not an isolating concept. We all belong to several communities all at once. Therefore, when we reach out to one given community to work with, we know for sure that we will reach more than one community. When it comes to dengue, the disease is so complex and preventive measures so diverse that to elicit the right behaviors in terms of disease prevention and control, a top-down monocentric approach won't work. A peer-to-peer multi-sectorial approach is a must. And the pharma industry is really ready to play its role as public health partner, but won't be able to achieve the awareness and behavioral change objectives alone. We need to join forces to be successful. So Kamran, this is what I can say to start with, and I'll be more than happy to answer to any question that will be raised in the Q&A session.
I think that was a fantastic overview there, and in terms of your position, as it were, and some of these kind of the school work that you've been engaged with, and some of this huge success really in terms of the students themselves coming up with 30 of these projects. I think we really appreciate that kind of honesty, Jean-Antoine, in terms of the bottlenecks, the skill sets are not within pharma, they're kind of outside of that, and harnessing the desire of the youth and look at some of the results that are coming through on that. I mean, that's fantastic. I think it's a very interesting dynamic being formed. You have on one side the Mishak and the Max and the kind of representing the youth, really showing that they need more business involvement, more industry involvement, and whilst on the other side, industry saying they need more involvement by the youth and by these communities. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of tips can be shared, as it were, and we'll come to that in the Q&A, but I really thank you for that input there, Jean-Antoine. That brings me to Mr. Derek Wallace, the dengue lead for Takeda. I had the pleasure of having Derek and Jean-Antoine on a panel at the United Nations General Assembly side meeting that we had for dengue a few months ago, about a year ago, I think, well, last year, over the last a few months ago. And some of these issues were being unpicked at the time, but more through the optic of vaccine hesitancy and confidence. But Derek, I know you're joining us from the States, so I really appreciate that. It's a very early start for you. But would you like to share a few kind of words in terms of Takeda and community and what it means to you for dengue?
Thank you, Cameron. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we can hear you and see you perfectly. Yeah.
Awesome. That's great. Thanks. So Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to this dengue community. It's a real pleasure to be a part of this important discussion. At Takeda, we understand that community engagement is absolutely vital in improving public health. Dengue is a global problem, but the solutions are likely to be local. Jean-Antoine and the other speakers, Max and Asitha, have talked about the need for partnership, and we strongly believe in the need for partnership. We need to work industry together with governments, with local health authorities, with community leaders, with schools, with the youth, with other partners, to firstly understand the needs and the characteristics of communities, so that we can then tailor the solutions to those specific communities. I think the good news in all of this is that there are a large number of dengue champions, and really we need to find a way to work together to find a solution to this very important problem.
Thank you for that, Derek. I think you made a very big point, a huge, profound point there, that it's a global problem, but the solutions are more than likely to be local. I think that's a fantastic soundbite in its own right, but I think that's the crux of this particular session. So I think with that, I'd like to thank you for that. And we've seen some very technical presentations in the Takeda Symposium earlier in terms of the immunological granularity of it, of all of that. But I think these issues, when you translate to real world, these are going to be the things that define success of any kind of engagement and fight against dengue, i.e. the involvement of the community. So on that basis, I'd like to bring back to the floor Dr. Asitha Tissera, if you're still there, I hope, Mishek and Maximilian for a bit of a Q&A.